Yo, what's going on? How you doing? Yo, don't do that. Man, what's up?
Ain't that much, Lewis.
Louis?
Lewis.
You doing all right?
I am.
Man, yo, this
Truly highly favored.
this like 30 years.
Okay.
This 30 years. This ain't no, oh, what can I come? This is 30 years. This is history and all.
And all.
Yeah, quit playing. So, my name Lewis. I'm the host of Ain't No Days Off. This is
Temika.
Temika. Thank you for coming on the show.
Definitely. Couldn't wait.
You could, what?
Couldn't wait.
You been ready.
I got to give my story testimony. Let's get it done. But like I can say today.
Yeah, no, that's what our story is for.
You better know
And they
it.
say we only got to remember one story, and that's our own
That's
story.
our own.
But you've been waiting
Waiting.
for real.
I was really like, I'm going to South, and I'm like, how can I get on there? And then it's like, no, I don't want to do it because I don't want to drive.
And you know, as soon as I asked you, you was like, all right.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, as soon as.
Yeah.
Because in another way, because we always have believed in each other. Like, for real.
I want to tell you something on the podcast.
Tell me.
Because you never knew.
I would like to hear.
You really would like to hear
I
it.
would love to hear.
Lewis, I had a crush on you when I first met you.
For real.
I did.
You was scared.
I was scared.
Wow, what made you scared?
Because I was in the world.
We was.
I didn't know you was. I didn't.
But
I'm gonna tell you, I seen.
before.
Nah, I seen you. You was talking. I'm not sure who the guys were. Who was in Grill Park? I stayed on the bottom end. You was up at the top. Well, somebody else stayed up at the top. I don't want to call names, but at the top, loud woman. So you were there, and I was walking through the fence, the little cut, and I only heard you. So somebody introduced me to you to purchase. And I was like, dang, he fine. No, I'm going to say the word. I said, damn, he fine.
What?
That way.
That way.
So I didn't see you for a couple of days. Left it at that. I didn't ask about you. I didn't question nobody. None of that. And I seen you again at the store. But you was with someone that I knew that wasn't cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kept it moving.
Well, I never knew that.
And I just left it at
But
that.
that's nice to know. But knowing that we never, you know, like when we and we use together.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a lot. We
A
was
lot.
all over everywhere.
A lot.
A lot. So we got history.
Mm-hmm.
And there's never, you know, when we using with somebody, after a time, somebody throws some shade, stuff gets shicey, something get missing, they fall out.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't our story.
But you know, my story is not that. I've never been that person. Starting into the addiction, honestly, before you met me, I was always a maintainer. You know what I mean? I kept a nice house. I kept my kids up. I took care of my sister's kids at the same time of my addiction. My sister stayed with me. I kept food. I didn't steal, rob, none of that from no one. It was my addiction. It was maintained. When it spiraled is when I lost my place. And I gave up.
You gave up.
I gave up.
Yeah.
And the addiction, it took over.
So what I was talking about when I said stealing and all that shicey stuff, I say we fall out with people that we run with.
Yeah.
I say me and you.
No,
we
that's,
never
I
had
went
that.
there because that's not who I am.
Yeah, that's not, and that wasn't who.
It wasn't, and it was like, no, you gave me hell because honestly, I took it as though you saw something in me because you did say that. Why are you here? When we was at a certain person's house, you said, why are you here? Those words, and you wasn't the only one who used to say that to me. And I took it, those words, I took it as you cared, you understood, and you knew in your spirit, your heart, that wasn't me. And that, for me, just for me, I felt those words alone kept me for not disrespecting you or not coming at you sideways or not propositioning, because I did have those feelings back then. But then as the years went on, I didn't see it that way no more.
I started losing my hair, and I started
losing weight.
I started picking up a little bit of, oh, I get it.
And, it just got to, I don't care. Like, we good. I don't, and in them streets, I didn't fall out with the guys. Yeah. I was always propositioned with them. Yeah. But with the women, I felt that they felt intimidated by me because the guys did flock to me because I kept my mouth closed. Literally. Yeah. Kept my mouth closed. Kept my legs closed. Because I was about the money. Yeah. You ain't finna give me no dope and say, let's bounce. We're not doing that. No. I need money so I can do my own stuff. You feel me?
You always was a go-getter. You was gonna make something happen. You was gonna something had to happen.
And in this day and time today, where I'm at today, I make it happen. I gave you a testimony just a little while ago, and that's where I'm at. I'm not finna leave what God has given me, and just because I'm falling short by the wayside a little bit. That makes sense.
When did you start using drugs? What year?
Wow.
How old were you?
I can't. Oh, yes, I can. Let me see. My daughter, my dad. I started using in '92. My 92.
Daughter. How old were you?
I think I was around 22, 23. Okay. I'll be 55 in July this year. That way.
55.
That way.
55.
I lived in Fairview Homes, and my kid's father was using at the time. I was pregnant. Didn't know. My mom and my dad used, so I was introduced by seeing it. You know what I mean? Okay. But I was very educated, very smart, college, high school diploma. I did all of it. You know what I mean? Brains. I did all that. My mom kind of sheltered me because I was raised with my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my mom in one home. So it was like, you don't. But I was still, I don't care. So when I got my first, Fairview Homes, I had my first child. She was 4. And then I met my second daughter's father. And of course, he was in addiction. And I just kept seeing it. So one day after I had my daughter, blah, 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 I was like, you know what? What's the hype? And I took it there. We broke up. I lost my father. He was an addict. And it was like, I can't describe what kind of feeling it gave me then, because I was new to it. So I would just think I was just doing it because other people were doing it. You know what I mean?
Did you lose your father to addiction?
Yes. It was actually mistaken identity. And my dad he was a dealer, also a user. In the wrong place at the wrong time. And I was pregnant with my second daughter. And I got jumped on because my daddy had drugs on him. Yeah. And baby daddy thought it was with me. And I got jumped on by him.
Your baby daddy?
Yep. We fought like cats and dogs.
And he whooped you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We were in addiction together. And things on, whatever. And I moved on. I got pregnant again. Not in addiction. I stopped it when I got with my last baby's father. And we, raised her together, separated. Then I moved to Greertown.
Then you moved to Greertown. So listen, how old were you?
When I picked back up.
No, how old were you when your father passed?
I was.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
My daddy died in 91. I had Tiana in 91. I think I was 22, 23. When I actually picked up for the first time.
And this was crack?
Yep. I smoked Judy flies.
Okay.
I didn't get introduced to the other, the
stem, the pipe,
the glass, all that.
Yeah.
Till probably around 2013, 14.
You know, that was this guy in Gridtown. I'm not into that saying people names on here.
Great.
But we was in Gridtown. We was on a block, and that's where that block was like a magnet to everybody.
Everything, and everybody.
Yeah, but at first, that's when everybody was everybody. Family was family, friends was everybody. It wasn't a whole lot going on.
Right.
And this dude, that's all he used to smoke was Judy flies. And he would pace back and forth on them, just rolling Judy flies. That's all he did.
Right.
And I was curious. I was like, God, yo, I knew it wasn't weed, because weed don't smell. I smoke weed.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't cigarettes, but he would take the cigarette, break a piece, and sprinkle it in there, then take some crack and sprinkle crack over there. And he was smoking. And one day I remember I was on Heflin Street. I don't know if you remember Big Hurt. Stayed on Heflin Street. When he used to walk down the hall, he was big, had a trap house on, and I was in there and I was bagging it up, and I rolled one. And guess who walked in the room? Nita Stacy.
Oh my God.
She came in the room. She came in the bathroom. I was so embarrassed because I had lit it up in there, and it got a smell. It's loud. And she said, "Nephew, why you didn't call me?" That made. And before I got to the block,
the word I got out.
She had already unpaid the block.
Starting off with that, I used to smoke outside. I never smoked in my house because of the smell.
Yeah.
And I would go on the back side of my apartment, and my daughter's window was up above. So, of course, the smoke rises. I never forget it. Wow, what you doing out there? So now, I don't walk away from the apartment because there was a big old tree in my backyard. Yeah. If you remember that tree back there that fell.
Okay.
I used to go up under that tree. And I think my OCD kicked in a lot, too. Because when I get through, I come in, I start cleaning up, doing all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? When I got to Gridtown, I really didn't know anyone. I knew a couple of guys because when I went to West Met, my oldest daughter's father went to East Met. East Met. And he was from Cherry. So I hung pretty much in, that vicinity, so I knew. So I would say, and another young lady, we went to Garinger together, and she was in addiction. So she and I hooked up, and she introduced it, and this person introduced it, and it went from there. Like I started knowing who was who, where was where. You
still smoking Judy flies at this time? Mm-hmm. So when did you first hit your? No, hold on. Is your mother still alive?
Yes.
She's still alive.
Yes.
And
clean,
and she ain't using no more, but she did, and they used to use in front of you.
She didn't use hard. She used soft.
She used soft.
My father was a shooter.
Okay, IB.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this: knowing what you know now about addiction and using drugs, you're clean now. Congratulations. How long do you got clean?
13, baby.
Hey.
14, September the 27th.
All right. So you're clean now. Mm-hmm. So do you think, looking back, that your mom and dad were addicts?
No. I didn't know.
I'm talking about looking back. Did you see any dysfunction? What you know now, you see any?
No.
There was no dysfunction.
Negative.
None.
My mom owned a liquor house.
Okay.
She worked 2 jobs.
Okay.
Kept a house full of people all the time because she owned a liquor house. She did fish fries. Like, I just thought that was a normal shit. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Then my dad, jiggy, clean. I'm talking about heels, name brand pants, jewelry, like a rapper. jury, like all that. Never knew until I came home from school in the 10th grade, and I was staying with my father, and I was knocking on the door, car outside, couldn't get in. Went to the back, climbed through the window, and him and my uncle was sitting at the kitchen table. Everybody looked at me, I looked at them, and I looked down, and they looked down. I came on through the window. They proceeded to do what they were doing. I went on upstairs.
But you had processed it while but you just kept it moving.
Kept it moving. I knew what it was because my mom was like, your daddy do this, your daddy do that, I do this, I do that. And I was in the 10th grade. That was 85? 85? Yeah, because I graduated in 87. So right in that time, kept it moving. I want to stress this to you. I want to skip all of that and go straight to my first time getting clean. I've only done it twice.
Okay.
The second time I went cold turkey. But the first time, I must say this, and I'm getting it in my head that I must say this. I went to treatment in 2000. First time. And I did my recovery in South Carolina.
Okay.
And we had a family day kind of thingy where the families come in, whatever, and you talk it out like a therapy session. And I sat there and I looked at my mom and I said, Mom, do you remember all the times that you had your husband take me to school? You had me in the house cleaning up for my granddaddy because we took care of my granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had me doing my little sister's hair, cooking and cleaning. Thank God I was taught that.
Yeah.
But what came behind that, it hurted. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So in this session, I looked at her and I said, Mom, do you remember that? And she was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I said, well, do you know what was going on at the time of that? And she was like, no. I said, your husband was molesting me.
Mm. Not your daddy.
No, her husband.
Her husband, okay.
She was like, what? Yeah. So the counselor, my sister, me, and my mom ran out the door. Didn't come back in.
Mm. My
sister left. I'm still sitting there.
Okay.
Looking for my mom to come back. Never came back. I got out of treatment on November the 20th on Thanksgiving. In that same year, got the call because I went to Hope Haven for 30 days. Went in after the 31st day, I got my apartment in Gridtown. This was the first time I got clean. So I made a special trip to see my mom because she lived out of town. And I, had a good time, whatever. And I said, Mom, I want to talk to you. Now, I was clean. Why did you leave? So in the years of living, I felt that I've been let down twice by you. And you're my mom. You're my protector. At the time, yes, I believed in God. I've always did that because I was raised in the church, whatever, but on the earth. And then she was like, I just didn't know how to respond, know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I said, well, now's your chance. It's just me and you. Her response was, you're my firstborn, and I never could imagine that happening to you. To not give it all up, but to say this, Lewis, I had 3 girls of my own. And this is why I didn't get high in the house. This is why they didn't bring me into my house. This is why no one ever stayed with me as far as a man.
Because you wasn't going to let that happen to yours.
Was not. To this day, my daughter is 35, she'll be 36. I have a 32, and I have a 28.
Never seen you.
Never. When I was 13 years ago, I was living in a boarding house. My daughter didn't have nowhere to stay. And I said, this is where I'm at. I had already relapsed and all of it. Life went on. I said, this is where I'm at, sweetheart. This is all I can do for you. That was the worst feeling to tell your child. She knew, but she didn't say nothing to me. And of course I hid it. Of course. Came home. My daughter was gone. Didn't even know. She packed up and left. I got a call from my mom. Like, what? Wait a minute, what? My daughter got on the phone and said, Mom, quote, get yourself together. I can't with you. My firstborn. My firstborn. I packed that stuff up and came up out that boarding house and went and stayed with someone you know personally. And they wasn't having it, of course. I woke up. I was asleep. Tsunami outside. Hurricane, you go outside. T-shirt, no brassiere. Thin pajama pants and some flip-flops. Standing on the porch. Raining like, I'm talking about a hurricane came through and I'm standing on the porch in the rain with this outfit on. I called one person. And as that person was coming to get me, I said, take it away. 13 years ago.
Congratulations.
I'm giving my testimony, and it's a lot more in there, Lewis. It's a lot more in there. I wasn't propositioning with no one. I tried my best not to. But when the hustle wasn't hustling no more, yeah, here and there, you know what I mean? But today, you're not walking through that door. You're not. You call it what you want. I got bills today, and I'm okay with paying them. I own my own car. Never have I had a car. Never. I own my car. I own it.
Own it.
Own. First apartment, the person that picked me up, he and I stayed together, asked to marry me and all of that. I thought that's what the thing to do. Now I'm clean and I'm seeing some progress here. Picking up weight, looking cute, but I'm not at no NABN. That was for me. Now I don't know about, that was for me. Cold turkey. All that. And I sat back in that room and I was like, you know what, God, you didn't put me here to be here. So I told that person, look, I need to do this by myself. I got a couple of years clean, but I still need to do this by myself. Not saying that my mind or my thoughts or my feelings or the taste or anything was coming back. I just took a moment for Temika. Because getting clean and jumping into a relationship at the same time, it was a lot and I was moving fast.
You said something very important. Earlier about you was being molested by a family member.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that goes on a lot? Why don't people speak up when it happens?
I can't give you the reason why people. I can give you the reason why Temika.
Why?
To think that far back, I didn't want my mom to be mad. I didn't want him to hurt me even more. I didn't want my sister, because she's 4 years younger than me, I didn't want her to know.
So as a person that I was like, there's no doubt about it. I know it wasn't my fault. I know I was a victim. There's nothing in my mind that tells me otherwise. Well, what did I do? Nothing. I was a victim and they were sick. That's what it was.
Yeah, because he was an addict too.
And they were bigger. They were stronger. And as a kid growing up, a child stayed in a child place. Regardless of what's going on, a child stayed in a child's place. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. And if you took something outside of that house, you were more afraid of the consequences
right.
that would go on when the word got back that you done took So as a child, we felt like we really did not have a voice, and there wasn't nowhere that we couldn't get online and search for nothing. There was no social media.
No phones.
There wasn't none of this stuff. So we just had to stuff that pain, stuff that pain, and until we started acting out in areas. And then when we done some work on ourselves, we look back like, what was the root of it? Like, what made us, like, why did we decide to go put some crack on the stem and put it in our mouth for years?
For years.
Why, like, what made us to chase the corner of a bag for years?
For years. What I don't understand is, when I was going to meetings and I hear in the meetings, I was molested, I was beat, I was this, I was that. Lewis, I don't think that was my situation. And what I mean by that is that just because I was molested, or my baby daddy beat the crap out of me, or because my mom and my dad was on it, or they did what they did, I don't think that was the reason why I went there.
That ain't, and that's the thing. That ain't got to be the traumatic event that it could be something else. But let me ask you something. Have you worked on Temika in the 13 years to find out? Because there had to be something there that once you picked it up, you couldn't put it down. And since drugs, it's a feelings disease. We use it to fix a feeling. Like, what was I feeling? Like, what made me smoke up my house, smoke up my car, smoke up my relationship, smoke up my kids?
Right.
And I'm not saying literally we smoked it up. What I'm saying is we put the drugs first.
The first time, like I said, I never searched that the first time. I never searched it. They were in my home and they was indulging, and I said, well, what the fuck? I want to try it, see what's going on. Now, the second time, it was the pain of the streets. It was the pain of losing my home. It was the pain of not being who really I was. Because at the beginning of this conversation, I was raised in a home where my mom sheltered us and gave us, and we were educated little ladies, and she gave us everything. We was clothed well. My dad, he didn't live with us, but it wasn't a problem for my mom to pick up the phone and say, I need her to have some, at the time was forces.
Facts.
They were Air Forces, but they was the canvas kind.
And they came.
The Chuck Taylors, the bell bottom jeans, and the all of that. And I'm pretty sure if phones and computers and all that was out then, I would have had that too. Because my mom and my dad provided that for us. You know what I mean? No, I haven't took the time, Lewis. I didn't the first time. The second time, I just said, why, Temika? And I think, and for me, I think that's why it was so easy for me. Like, honestly, if I wouldn't have been standing out there in that rain, I probably would have kept using. I didn't have a place to go. I didn't have a job. And I was about to lose the relationship with my oldest child. And I would refuse to do that. I couldn't. So that was my pain to say, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I gotta get me a job. And I gotta go. I gotta give me somewhere to stay. And when I did those two things first, and I saw how things were adding up, and I was saving, and I was this, and I finally got that place, but I had the help of someone else, my daughters, they came around more and more and more and more and more and more.
I remember I was, like anybody that know me, like, I'm an open book. I'm an open book. Like, I ain't got to hide nothing. Like, I did what I did. Like, it's a lot of stuff I did in act of addiction. Like, I stole, lied, cheated, sold myself, hustled. It's a lot of things that I did in act of addiction. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, when I was first smoking, I started off smoking Judy Flies. And then my life had that made my life unmanageable.
All the way.
All the way. Judy flies, just rolling the crack. Oh, I ain't even hit the stem yet, but I'm already like 3-4 treatment centers in, lost the car, I'm already in. And I remember I was sitting in a hotel room. It was me, Barry, a black dude, Mexican Latino woman. It was like 5 people in there. I ain't never hit a stem. But I ain't worried about, I'm with Barry, I ain't worried about nothing either. Like I know what, yeah, and this is like day 2. Like I only knew him like 2 days. And like I got, like I'm on the bed, I got like a case of cigars, cause that's what we gonna do. And I'm rolling, and they was over there hitting a stem. I know what a stem is. They was like, yo, you just wasted it. I hit that stem.
Why did they say that?
I don't know. I hit that stem for the first time. I knew it didn't have to take me. It didn't have to take me. Like I wasn't the one. I wasn't like I was undecided my first time. If I was gonna, I knew right then. When I was finally able to collect myself, because I had got into one of them and I heard that train. And I had got in the car, and I went, and I got me 4 stems. And some, I know how to make it. I know, I'm from the streets. I know all about what you need. You need the Troy, the Brillo, the lighters, and all that. Yeah. I like 8 lighters, and I continued to chase that right there for a long, long time.
And I started off with a medicine bottle and hyped it up with the hole and the cigarette. Yeah. And about as same as you in the room, and she passed it over, and I was like, what else was with that? I'm talking about 101. See, you put it to your mouth, and I'm like, well, damn, I keep cussing. Is that what? And I'm like going cross-eyed, like, is this how this go? Got home. Kids was gone for the weekend. Went and got my own. I said, okay, I can do this. Like,
the lies we tell.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? You know, Lewis, justification was a lot of my addiction too. Cause I didn't steal. I didn't go to Family Dollar food line steal food because my kids ate.
Yeah.
I ate. We went to the grocery store with stamps.
Yeah.
None of that. And I always had my own place. So I wasn't stealing out my home for, to take away from my kids. Because again, in my heart, in my soul, I didn't want to see my kids do without because I was hiding it from my mom. My daddy was gone. My sister, I was just hiding it. So I had to make sure I held this persona so wouldn't nobody know. You know what I mean?
Kept it cute.
Kept it cute. Made sure my house stayed clean. Made sure my kids, whatever.
Dying.
Killing myself. Because I was always hustling. Going to certain people. Braiding hair. Cleaning their house. Washing cars. Moving. I kept something going so I wouldn't have to be propositioned. Or, clean the barbershop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing little stuff like that to make sure that I'll keep it hid to make sure my kids are straight.
Were you ever propositioned?
Of course I was.
Did you ever?
Of course I did.
You did? How did you feel at the time?
Miserable.
Not
miserable.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point, honestly, in my head, I'm like, I'm a bad. Because they was calling my phone. Where you at? I had people looking for me in the streets. Where she at? You know what I mean? Yeah. It was a hustle. And then it got to the point where I was like, nah, bro, you ain't finna give me that. You gonna finna give me some money. And I ain't talking about no $20, $30, $40, $50. Well, I'm gonna give you half. Nah, we ain't even doing that. It's over for you. We good. Because I was an expensive one.
Have anybody ever held that lifestyle over your head?
Yep. Today.
Today, someone has told you that lifestyle?
No, not today, but to this day. No, we're not doing it. Don't you see who I am and who I was then?
They don't want to. Let me tell you this right here. When I was in the streets, when I was doing drugs, selling drugs, whatever I was doing in the streets, there was a lot of love there. I thought there was a lot of love being portrayed. Mm-hmm. But when I got my life together, got up off the street, I ain't smoking dope, I ain't selling dope, I ain't hanging around. You know, people look at how you turn yourself with a jealous heart.
Of course.
It ain't that we think we better than nobody.
No.
We just don't want to be in that where you want us to smoke dope and die.
Right.
You want us to be homeless.
Right.
You want us to be out there in them people's jail, sleeping in them empty houses, doing stuff that we wasn't raised to do. Is that what you want?
Is that
why are you mad?
My daughter just moved out of Gridtown 3 weeks ago. So, of course, I was still going because my daughter lived there. Mika, let me get $1. I ain't got it. And honestly, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, give me a ride to Food Line down there on Eastway because I'm at the Food Line up here. Like, no, I'm not. Oh, there you go. No, because for real, I say no because I feel like if I put you in my car, I'm going to end up losing my car. Or we finna go get high.
And we can't do that.
We can't do that. So that's my process of saying no. It ain't because I think I'm better or nothing like that. I read a passage in my phone every morning and every night. Every morning, and it chimes me when to read. And I read. And then I take that teaching that I got on my phone and I read it in my Bible so I can further on what it's saying. How can you walk around and say that you are clean and serene? And I don't tell nobody I'm an addict.
Okay.
I don't say I'm a recovering addict.
Well, everybody got their own process.
Thank you. So, for me, it'd be like, I'm reading and it's telling me you can't say you're better because now it's kind of like a judgment if you're saying you're better. It's kind of like a judgment. That's making sense to you?
I'm going to tell you, I want to look right here and say it. Because sometimes that's how it need to be said. I'm not that person that I was when I was smoking dope, when I was selling dope, I'm not that same person. Right. I've come too far to let anybody knock me back to where I have been.
That's it.
I've done too much. I got my family back in my life. I got a place to live. I got a car. I got health insurance. I'm not. I got
vision.
I got vision. I never took off my glasses doing this when I'm finna get serious.
Okay.
Like, I got people in my life today that love me in spite of. I'm talking about love me in spite of. If I showed up at their house in the middle of the night and I'm all cut up and dirty, guess what? They're gonna let me in, feed me. I'm talking about in spite of. So now you mad because I don't want to go back messing with you. I'll be back doing that. Messing with you.
And I hear that. I was there, the same person. I was there when you called me. Like, okay. Thank you. Because I still don't owe you nothing.
Temika, and then when we go, and then if it was the case and we go back, the same person that sent us back, get what they're gonna say? I told you it wouldn't last. I told you it was just a matter of time.
Listen, I don't had it from the person you called earlier. All of when they see it was, and again, 2, 1. I want to call her name so bad. Me, her, and her, and another one.
Okay.
In this God rest his soul was in the house. I'm tired. Everybody. I'm gonna get right. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna get right. Yeah. This was before I went to the house when it started raining. You got me?
I'm following.
Okay. All of us got clean.
Okay.
I'm the only one still there. And I calls this person. I sees this person. Oh, don't be messing with me because you this, because you that. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't.
You follow what I'm saying?
I don't let people throw that stuff up in my face about I'm better than, I'm less than, because anybody that know me know if you need some help, Louis gonna help. If you need some help and you reach out to me, I'm gonna help, and if I can't help, I'm gonna send you to the place or with some people. I know some stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't throw that up in my face about I think I'm better than. I ain't going back to the crack house.
Listen.
I ain't about to be waiting on no at no stores no more. I ain't gonna be trying to cop short no more. And you telling me you ain't taking my $9 at the end, I'm only taking 10, and I got a $5 and $4 bills, and you tell me,
I got $20 in change.
Yeah, I'm not doing that no more because you think that I think I'm better than. No, I'm not. I'm better than I was. I bet you that. You can go
better than where I was.
You can go downtown and look at my rap sheet.
That way.
You can go look at my rap sheet and say that.
That way.
Yeah,
listen.
Yeah, because when I'm in act of addiction, I get locked up. I go to mental health. I go to detox. I be homeless. You can go to the shelter and see when the last time my name been on an overnight list.
Well, by the grace, I didn't have to do that. But let me tell you this too. That's why I'm over here laughing a little bit. You took someone in, and she and I was close in the addiction. And I called you and I was like, what? You took her, take me. And you know what you said to me?
What?
I bet you don't remember.
Nope. I don't remember.
I remember what you said.
I don't even remember who it is, but now you about to tell me and everybody else. I want to hear.
I ain't gonna call her name. No.
Well, no, call me what I told you when you
what you said when I called you.
You were
on the
asking
phone.
me for help.
Yeah, no, I was done. I was good. But that same person, the four of us, that same person was still using it, and I was clean.
And what did I tell
you took that person in, and I called you, and I was like, well, dang, if you took her, why you didn't take me? You don't remember this conversation? I was living on
I don't remember. You got to tell me.
What you said was, Temika, you strong. Those were your words, Louis. And you came to my house when I stayed on Independent.
And you was clean?
I was clean. I was already clean, yeah. And you took that person in when you moved out of town.
So you had a house?
Yeah.
And you asked me why I didn't take you?
Yes. I said, why you didn't take me in then? You was like, because you strong.
What, like,
you want to regroup with
no, I think I know what you're talking about. What you talking about, take you into my house or wherever I was living to live with me?
Listen.
But you say you had a place.
Let me start over. I'm going to say the name, okay?
No, not if it's bad. I won't do that.
I'm gonna give a fictitious name.
Okay.
John Doe. Okay. You had took John Doe in. I was already clean, and all me, John Doe, and some more people was supposed to been together and all that. So I was clean, and you kept saying, "Have you seen her?" And I was like, yeah, blah, blah, because we still, all three still kept in contact.
Okay.
So you took John Doe in, and you and I was looking for her, and I was like, I hadn't seen her. You hadn't seen her. Well, if you see her, let me know. Okay, I'll let you know. And you took her in. And when I called you, I said, well, hell, why you didn't call me? And you said, because you were strong. I didn't have to call you. I didn't have to come and get you. No words.
But was that, I'm saying though, because I'm still kind of lost. Was that a negative thing I told you or a positive?
It was positive.
Because you're strong.
Because I was strong. And that goes back to the beginning of the conversation of you and I. You looked at me as a certain kind of way. Temika, you good. When I was in my addiction, you was in your addiction. You gonna be alright. You gonna be straight. You saw me, the words that you said to me, and I had to crush it with that. So whereas, I'm good. Does that make sense to you now?
It makes sense, but I don't remember the conversation.
It went just like that. Over the phone. When you came back, you called and said, I'm just checking on you. I said, I got a new place. Come and see me. I stayed on Independence. I had red hair.
Yeah, I remember that we took a picture together.
Exactly.
Your birthday. You talking about in Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Jackie.
God darn it. You said don't call her name.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Now you remember it's coming back to you?
No, but you're wrong.
How?
You're wrong.
How?
Cause she didn't use not one day when she was living.
No,
with
I didn't say she did.
Oh.
I said, basically, now since the name been out there, I was already clean and you took her in and she and I were gonna get clean.
You were asking me why when you was not.
Yeah,
clean.
why you didn't come and get me too?
Because
You got her.
You got to remember, this wasn't no spur. I was already down,
Exactly.
And then I came back to visit, and I seen her, and I've always, from when we used to hang on Orange Street, and I was like, yo, do you want to change your life?
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something.
And you said the same thing to me because all of us was in the house together.
And I'm going to tell
you. And
you.
when you got her, I was already
clean. You was clean,
yeah. So I'm still saying why you didn't get me.
I took her down there. Bro, she done picked up weight, skin started. I got pictures in my phone. I'm talking about beautiful. Start looking, I'm talking about up under that skin and body. There's a beautiful person there. Mm-hmm. And then and I'm gonna tell you something about addiction because we lift people up. And I know, and I'm gonna use me. When it was time to get high, I didn't care what nobody was doing for me, what they had done did for me. It was time to go. If you don't get me up out of here, I get myself up out of there. She came back to the beach. She came back to Charlotte, and it was a wrap. I'm gonna show you pictures.
I seen.
I don't think you. I'm gonna show you.
I still see her to this day, and I embrace her. And she embraces me.
I saw her 3 days ago on Microwave.
And that's why I love her.
I love her.
Yeah, of course.
I love her.
And another one that said it, her brother is my friend.
Okay.
And she said this to me, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And I just looked, and then she was like, I know you want to say something. No, I don't. No. The choice is yours. We sat there together and made a choice. I was real about mine. And I'm still real about it.
But that don't make her not being less real than you.
No, it does not.
Like I said, I went to detox dozens of times to get clean. Every time I went, I was dead serious to me. In my heart. Right. I had done through all, not the first couple of times. I wasn't, looking back, I wasn't serious because I stashed my stem, my lighter, my grill, all that stuff, I hid it so when I got out. But when the pain got great enough and I started running back up in there, like when I became jobless, homeless, unemployed, unemployable, when that desperation started, I was catching charges back to back and I didn't know what to do. And I was wanting to commit, and I was wanting to step out in front of a bus uptown in Charlotte. Uptown Charlotte, I wanted to step out. I just wanted the pain to go. I was you ever been broken? I mean, you just in so much pain, like you walking around like everything is all right and everything is not all right.
Standing on that front porch in that rain like that.
That
was it.
Everything is not all right. I am broken.
That was it.
And I'm looking. I am a shell of a person. I am a shell. Like I am broken. I'm spiritually dead. And I wouldn't let nobody get close enough to me to see it. Had I had some friends or a significant other, or somebody they would have saw it at the time, but they could not see it because I didn't let nobody get close to me. Because our experience is, if you get close to me, you was gonna get me the first chance you got, and I wasn't gonna let you. I was gonna get you before you got me, and that's how I lived. But I was broken. I was broken, like I didn't know what to do. And this ain't nothing that my family did. My mom and dad, good people, church work, good up, productive members of society. Like none of my behavior did I learn in my house. Everybody that don't come from that broken home.
Yeah.
And like you said, just because your parents used, it wasn't broken. We call that functional.
Yeah.
We call that functional. Yeah, but I was broken to me.
I was too.
Suicidal. Have you ever been suicidal?
No.
So I have.
Never did.
And it was so bad. It was so bad. Like I just wanted the pain.
I wanted to kill others, but
and this ain't. and it was real. This ain't a physical pain. This is a mental, spiritual pain. The worst pain because and guess what? Not only that, you didn't do it. She didn't do it. He didn't do it. They didn't do it. It was self-inflicted. I was doing it. And I just wanted out of it. I just wanted out of it.
Right.
And I did. I'm so glad that I didn't go through with it today. I'm so glad I didn't go through with it.
Let me ask you this. Why did you move to Myrtle Beach?
So, because a lot of people because when I tell my story sometime, like my clean date is March 13th of 2016. You knowing me, you knew in March 13th of 2016, I was balling. Like for real. Like it was like some, like it, like it was some stuff going on. And come on, if you got the answer, I can. Oh, like it was some stuff going on, but
I need the answer.
I beach because I had got robbed in Greertown. They didn't get nothing, but a little bit of what I had. They didn't get no cash or nothing. And at that point, I was making my exit, and I told myself, okay, when this is over, I'm leaving. So I went to Myrtle Beach on vacation, and then I came back, stayed 2 days, and just moved. If I wouldn't have moved, ain't no telling where I would be today. Ain't no telling. So that's why I really moved to Myrtle Beach.
For me, Lewis, the NA thing, people, places, and things, I did do that. I did. I started going to Greertown, and my daughter stayed there where it was. I got a new phone, changed my number, took everybody's numbers out. The old phone, because you transfer it over. I took it all out. I stopped associating myself with people, all that. I got a whole new setting. That's how I became a manager within 3 years. By the grace of God. So that concept of the NA book, for me, is true. I didn't work no steps.
So,
I didn't do the step thing. I didn't go to no meetings.
But just because that a 12-step program, that's what I call it. It's my thing. I don't think that is that 12-step program, like it ain't no monopoly on recovery. Like it's not one size fits all. What works for me may not work for you.
Right.
And it's a lot of times when I hear like everybody think just because their program worked for them, like it's supposed to work for everybody.
Negative.
But that's not true.
Negative.
I know people that's done quit cold turkey and doing good, and they're very happy, and they're not dry drunks and or not dry addicts, and they're very happy and they're productive. I know people that done went to church and they're very happy and they're very productive. I know people that done got on another form of medication and they're very happy and they're very productive. You know, I know people that done got this recovery all kind of ways. I don't think it's just one size fits all.
No, and I'm not saying that. Because like I keep saying every time I talk to you, what's for me is for me.
You better help somebody.
And that's why I was so anxious into talking with you. I just didn't want to drive to Myrtle Beach.
We really needed to have this conversation.
But I was done. When I say I am so relieved. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. And that's because of life on life terms.
We human, we have emotions.
Exactly. But I'm so happy because I'm not out there. I'm so happy.
But by the grace of God, there goes.
I would never in a million years would imagine me being a manager, able to make scheduling, able to do inventory. I never thought that. Never. In the job community, I never thought that. Never.
Let me tell you what makes me happy. Is that we saw each other. You know what I mean, and for me to see you today with a job, a house, a car, see you on social media, you with your family, and all that like, I'm not no secret hater. Like, I'm not the person that I'm not gonna act like I'm happy for you, and not like that makes my spirit so happy. I'm talking about a place like on the inside that just leaks for you. Like, I love that. I'm a fan. You see what I'm saying? Because it looks good on you.
Thank you.
And I tell all, it looks, I'm not talking about all, I'm talking about it looks good on you. I never, knowing we've been to some, never thought I could live without drugs.
That part.
I never thought I could wake up every day without drugs. I never thought that could be possible.
That's how I feel when I come through my door every day. Every day. And that's what, honestly, by the grace, that's what keeps me going when I walk in my door. When I turn my key to my car. When I turn the keys to my apartment. When I turn the keys to that safe. Do you hear me? Couldn't have been that way. Because I'd be in jail because I've been on took the whole safe. Let's keep it real. That's what keeps me sane and going and happy.
And that's why we say anybody, if they want this recovery, they can find it.
They can find it.
You can find recovery. You can find a new way to live. You see, we both, like, you're on your spiritual thing, I'm on a 12-step thing, but we are both in recovery.
Oh, definitely.
We are both in recovery. This is results. This is results
of it.
That's what happened.
And that's what keeps me going. Yeah. Louis, listen. You're not. Listen.
I'm seeing it. Like, you ain't got the, like, and now we in a place where we done told so many lies. Now we ain't telling lies no more.
I might tell a little feel to that thing over there, but to these people or persons that I know that needs me, it's not happening that way.
People trusting us today.
Yes.
Giving us
for
keys. Giving us houses, giving us cars.
And then you stay.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm not giving this up. Anyway, man.
It feels good to go in that building and that lady say, have you counted the safe down, Temika? And I give her a response right then and there. And she go behind me and what I told her was in there is in there.
I want to talk about something else, though. It's a lot of our family and friends struggling.
Yeah.
They don't want to say nothing. They're struggling in silence. They don't want to reach out. They don't want to, how did you do it? What can I do?
I have one right now.
And we don't lot, and a lot of people that we know in common done died, done passed away because of it.
I have one today, a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. What should I do? What should I do? Well, I could give you some things that you should do, but it's up to you. What you want. Because it's going to keep going. I still love you no matter what. I'm still going to be there for you no matter what. I can give you some things to read. I can give you some things to like put inside of your heart and your mind. I can give you all of that. But it's not going to stop until you do it.
Until you ready to stop.
So, now you justifying. So I'm finna get off the phone. Because if you're going to come back with some justification, I don't want to talk to you. Because now that's making me feel like I'm wasting my time by you calling me and asking me what. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm going to listen. But you don't broke it up now. I don't even feel like the spirit is still within me. But if I'm telling you, you can't fight the spirit. If you're tired, you're tired. You got to admit that. And you got to go forward with it.
Some people want me to, because I used to do what I used to do, and I won't enable them. Now they think that I think I'm better than them.
You're not.
I'm not enabling nobody. Like I had to get mine out the mud. Like I didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go do some things and say some things and see some people to get mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I love you. And if you ready, I'm here.
I'm here.
You give me a call. You get in touch with me. I'm here. I love you.
I love you to death.
When you ready, but and that's the thing. I can't love you to death.
No.
I can't love you to death. What that means is I can't give until you die. I don't want that on my. I don't want that on my hands.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you ready, I am here.
All the way.
And I'm an addict. And I don't know when you're going to be ready. I just know every time you call me and say you ready, I'm going to be there because I don't know what time you're going to be for real. I can't measure the desire of your
you
heart.
ain't finna be that wolf in sheep's clothing. We're not doing it. So when you're ready, let me know and I'm going to be there always.
Oh.
And it's definitely a family member. So I love that person. God knows I do. But I'm not going to sit on the phone or in person and give you the tools or give you what you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to keep giving it to you. You keep trying to come back. Well, I don't do it this way, but I do it that way. But I can't do it this way. But yeah, no.
When it's family, when it's something going on with your family, that be the hardest.
Don't.
That be, I mean, and let's not even say about the drugs right quick. Let's just say about some kind of misunderstanding, or argument, strife, beef, or something like that. Misunderstandings when it's going on. That's when it really hurts us the most. But sometimes it's better still, even in that case. Sometimes we gotta let people be where they are.
Exactly.
And let them go with whatever delusional thing, whatever makes you feel better, helps you sleep. Guess what? I am okay with that. But just know I don't feel like however you feel. I don't feel like that in my heart. I love you. I love you. Yeah, I really love you. Okay, well we can, but thank you so much. I love you,
bird.
Thank you so much. This was good.
Yes, it was. Oh my God.
All right, I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's such a pleasure with you.
Yeah, it was.
And I can say this before you really cut it off. That's a good man. Because you did call me. If it wasn't once a month, you called and said, Temika, how you doing? And that meant a lot to me. So thank you. Love you.